For the Biggerthangoalspodcast with your boy Suge, Amos. Today we have SNO, Summer Never Over. What made you start SNO?
We have a big network, him more in music, me more in fashion, but I don't make clothes, he doesn't make music, so we're like, all right, what can we do to help bounce ideas off each other? And we're like, all right, why don't we just put together a platform that organically combines all these things?
I always have a bunch of ideas. To put it in motion, it's gonna cost some money. But you gotta understand it's wins and losses that come with all of it.
So something like the Pier, we were probably all in 15, 16K. Didn't really work out in our favor at all. So we lost on that one.
It hurts, but it's like, these are all, there's no losses, it's lessons, right? So we take that and now we know it's like, we're not gonna make that same mistake again.
Welcome to Biggerthangoalspodcast with your boy Suge, Amos, where we talk with highly successful people about their journey and challenges and who they had to become to overcome. Today we have SNO, Summer Never Over, my guy Jonathan Napoleon, Dennis Ashman. How you guys doing today? Good, bro. Good, bro. Good to have. Happy to have you. My phone up, man. Then we out here. Get to the bottom of it. So the first, I always like to ask where people from. That way we get an idea, like an understanding of, where the mindset come from, the style come from. So where you guys from?
I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised Ladera Heights. Yeah, honestly, so been here my whole life.
Same thing.
Born and raised about 5 minutes from him.
So y'all known each other your whole life?
Pretty much. I mean, we're going on like 15 plus years now.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. So, where's your guys' background, like, as far as what made you start SNO? Like, how did y'all come up with the idea? Was it something that's been in the making since y'all was kids? Or how did it work?
I mean, honestly, from my perspective, like, it was kind of like we had this idea, honestly, no idea what to do, how to start it, how to go about it. And it kind of just came up like, I know he loves fashion. I know he was very, very fashion forward. He's always he put his, can you curse?
No, yeah.
Oh, okay. He put his shit on. That's what I like to say. And obviously I grew up in the music industry, kind of in that space. So obviously putting our minds together to make something happen, that became honestly a great thing for us. And has grown to a life of its own, has evolved over the years. Like, we're going on year three, which most businesses really can't say that. So
tell us a little bit more about SNO. Like, where the name come from? Like, what do y'all do? Like, what do y'all provide for, like, your community and whatnot?
Well, just to follow up on what he said, like, when we were bouncing ideas off each other, we were in a pandemic and we were slowly getting out of it. Things were starting to open up. And we were trying to figure out, what can we do to help? Because we have a big network. Obviously, him more in music, me more in fashion, but I don't make clothes, he doesn't make music, so we're like, all right, what can we do to help? So we kind of bounce ideas off each other, and we're like, all right, why don't we just put together a platform that organically combines all these things? Because music, art, culture, it's like all really the same thing when you really think about it. So that's how we kind of came about it. And then we started, about 2021? And we just made it out of nothing, really. Like, we
what was that? So y'all started y'all thought of the idea in the pandemic, right? But pandemic kind of lasted about 2 years, really. So when y'all started the idea, what's some of the struggles you had to overcome to get it going? Because we still was kind of like still wearing masks, eating on the curbs, you know what I mean? So what's some of the challenges y'all had?
I think we kind of got lucky the first ever one we did, and it was like, remember when COVID kind of stopped, and then it was like, okay, now we're back in lockdown. It was like in that in-between phase when we first did our first event, and like we sold out with 2 weeks before, which was like, wow, because people were just dying to get out. Right. It was like middle of summer, and it was like actually end of August, so summer's never over. That's how the name came about. And it was like, it was a hit because everybody was just like, I'm trying to be social. I've been locked up in my house all year, like. And it was a blessing to see how everyone kind of took it and kind of ran with it and supported.
How'd you guys promote
it? It was a lot of social media, but it was a success. But I will say we had a lot of stress going into it, as anyone who does events or business, whatever, so during that time, it was a lot of back and forth with government regulations, and we're like, all right, can we even do this event? Because 1 week they're telling you COVID's over, 1 week it's like everything's open, so it's like we were trying to put together waivers, we were trying to read through all these like legal documents, see what we could and couldn't do. Like we were everything from like janitors cleaning the place to lawyers looking at the fine print to make sure everything was in order.
And the waiver strictly said if you get COVID, it is not on us.
So y'all first event was in 2021. Where was it? Like that was the one I went to?
Yeah,
downtown.
Oh, that was a good event.
Yeah.
I had like performances and everything.
Yeah.
Who remind me, who was performing? Is that usually y'all style? As far as like when y'all have fashion and y'all have y'all events, y'all always have like artists and stuff?
Yeah, so it's a mixture. That's what it all started with, that basis of like how do we mix this all together and make it seem like it's very organic and seamless. Like how do we intertwine the culture? And a lot of these artists come from like my dad, obviously being in the industry. Like it would be okay, there's this kid that I want to see how he performs. Okay, we'll throw him on stage to see how he does. And it's kind of just helping like these young creatives and young artists. Really, a lot of people don't perform or don't have opportunities to perform. So we're giving that platform. We're giving you a chance to, sing, rap, whatever it is, to 200, 300 people. So that's a lot of, I guess, just for like experience wise for an artist, that's one of the bigger things. And obviously, you speak on the fashion part of that, but.
So do y'all usually focus on like giving up and coming artists that platform?
Yeah.
That's the hook.
Yeah, it's all emerging brands, emerging artists. So it's obviously just helping them with their platform. It's always been about helping them grow and see how we can fit in there.
So your background in music come from your family, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're a fashion guy. I've known you for some years, and and I always like, what you wearing, bro? Because I'm more like just me, sweatpants, shirt, jeans, t-shirt, whatever. Where did your fashion background come from?
I don't know. I think I just always found interest in it. I think growing up as an athlete, like we're so focused on basketball, but like
was you pretty good as an athlete?
I feel like I was pretty good. I mean, you should know that. We play one-on-one.
Listen, brother. Last time I checked, I was playing on ACO and I won a couple of games. But that's another story for another interview,
But yeah, I guess like when you're an athlete growing up, like you're so focused on that, but then deep down you have these other interests, and you're so focused on that you don't really have enough time or opportunity to explore other options. So once you start, finishing up your basketball career, whether it's college, pro, wherever you're at, like you start to actually see that there's opportunities and career paths in any field that you want. So I kind of always had that interest, and I don't know, I feel like my dad always dressed pretty well. My mom allowed me to express myself creatively, like in that sense. That was kind of my creative outlet, and I just continued with that. And it was never like a specific thing I wanted to. Never really wanted to make clothes. I just always had an interest and respect for clothing brands and brand owners who kind of, like our business, make something from nothing. So I just took that into what we do now.
I think that's a key, like especially with fashion and music. I don't think anyone will ever be free as long as it's a government, but you always can be financially free, artistically free, and artists and fashion kind of is hand in hand. So when you guys have events, are you guys like, do you guys have certain like themes, or is it all usually the same, or y'all just how are you guys building the brand for when people know like this is SNO?
I think we do a good job of like meticulously like curating the lineup of brands and artists so that there is diversity, because we've had all types of artists, all types of clothing brands, whether it's female boutiques, whether it's jewelry brands, but we kind of make it cohesive and make sense. So I think we do a good job of creating the right environment for everybody to succeed. So obviously you don't want to just grab a bunch of brands that don't really make sense together, and the audience comes in and like, I don't really want to buy from a company that only sells socks today. Right. So it's like, we try to make it work for the brands, for the artists, and make it all big, like one big cohesive event that everyone has a good time. Hopefully the brands sell a good amount, and everyone leaves feeling like they had a good time.
Which confidently I can say that obviously we get the stats between after these events, and like every brand that is a part of this does very well, and obviously everyone always has amazing feedback on just brand awareness, and then obviously making those sales.
Right.
Because the people that come actually do support and actually do buy, which is, major up to the people that come support the brands. So, yeah.
So you on the music side, are you the same? Like, do you meticulously pick artists who kind of in the same wave, or is it all over just to give the crowd different music?
Yeah, so when I'm kind of like figuring out the lineup and understanding like the timestamps, so I know when people come, like there's times in the day where there's gonna be an influx of people. 'Cause people, it's kind of like, what's the word? Where it's like ebbs and flows of people that come in throughout the day. We have a 6-hour event. I know by hour 3-4 is when it's gonna be peak. So I gotta have at least an artist that I may want to get a little bit more buzz going, but can also draw their own crowd a little bit, so it's not like people are just sitting, it's not 5 people standing out there. It's like, okay, how do I get the most out of each artist in their respective time slots, but also understanding what type of crowd they bring. So it's
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like
I think that what type of crowd is very important.
Because different artists have different people that come support them. So just understanding that and making sure they're in the right place to succeed and obviously help their brand as well. So.
And we can do all this work beforehand and have an idea of exactly how it's going to go, but on game day, it's like all these different types of people come, a lot of people that we've never met before, so we kind of take really close note to what people are enjoying, and we've learned that people are very receptive to different types of music, different types of clothing brands, and I think that's super important because people come here and they're not coming for one genre, they get a little bit of everything in a way that makes sense, and they leave a little bit more open-minded to different sounds, different materials, whatever it might be. So I think that's a pretty cool part of what we do.
Yeah. And do y'all find it, because I know, do y'all find it like hard working, like do y'all have a clash, bump heads? I know that's one of the hardest things when you have ideas and somebody else might have an idea. You see that all the time where guys, they sit and making ideas, or they might come up together, then they separate later. And if y'all do clash, how do you guys overcome it? Like, how do you guys?
I think, honestly, out of all my friends, like I probably have like 5 or 6 really close friends. He's probably the only one that we don't bump heads with. Like,
really?
Like, because I, obviously, like, just the way I'm in business, like, I'm very, like, I have an idea, I'm going to push for it. And he does a good job of, like, he knows where, like, I kind of have my, like, no, we need this way. And then he'll have his other stuff where, like, now we're doing it this way. So, like, out of all my friends, I can confidently say that, like, we don't fight ever.
Yeah, Jonathan a good guy.
Yeah,
I have pleasure working with Jonathan.
And he handles stuff very well. Like, kind of, obviously, if he has something to say, he'll tell me. But also, it's, like, it's never, like, I've never had it. Other than when we were at dinner once and over some pasta. That was our first fight.
Oh, man. Where was that?
At Craig's. Because I'll let him explain that.
Going to dinner with him is a whole experience.
Craig's is getting money, by the way, y'all. Don't let these guys fool you, man. They getting some money.
Yeah, that was a funny night. But that was our first fight. I think.
So y'all never have any like beef over like money or issues like that? That's good, bro, because I know that's one of the things, especially when you're young and you see guys come up and they try to make things happen, but the money always kind of split up. Are you guys, so what type of, to run a 6-hour event, and how big is usually your venues you aim for? How big are they, like square footage wise?
Good. I mean, our last one was San Monica Pier, so that's pretty big.
How much something like that will cost someone, like to start an event? Or do y'all pay y'all artists? Do y'all pay the fashion designer to come in? Like how, like that? Talk about a little bit about that part.
Yes, it's a whole model. So obviously the artists, knowing the brands will make money off of being here, the artists won't. So I do incentivize the artists by coming. I say like every ticket you sell with your promo code, I'll give you X amount of money. To help them on that whatever cost, and also incentivize them to get people to come support them.
Right.
And obviously understanding that there's been some times where we may have lost on something like that.
What's the biggest loss? Because I think this is important. Like, one of the things I always have a bunch of ideas.
Yeah.
And to put it in motion, it's going to cost some money. And people don't understand that. The ideas is great, but you gotta understand is wins and losses that come with all of it.
Yeah, so something like the pier, we were probably all in like 16K.
Mm-hmm.
And we paid no names.
No names.
names.
You don't gotta do names. We don't do names over here.
We paid a certain person, and it didn't really work out in our favor at all. Like we're actually really bad. So we lost on that one.
15, the whole 15?
Not the whole 15. We came close, but it was. I think we would have got over the hump if we didn't have to pay a certain person.
All right. So y'all. So how y'all handle stuff like that? Like y'all like, yo man, I quit. We're not doing this no more, or is it a thing?
I mean, it hurts, but it's like there's no losses, it's lessons, right?
Right.
So we take that, and now we know it's like we're not gonna make that same mistake again. So we just try to keep a positive mind state, and to keep pushing forward, just learn from everything, and just go about it differently, or just adjust a little bit. They don't have to do a full 360. Like we had a lot of things, just because one aspect of this huge production didn't go right doesn't mean we're gonna stop the whole show. It's all right. Next time moving forward, we're gonna adjust this little thing, and that's gonna help us, push forward and get over that hump. So I think we should both stay positive and just always have the mindset of how can we do better next time. It's never like we gotta shut down now.
Yeah. So did y'all ever deal with like somebody ever messed y'all up? Would y'all ever deal with them again? Like work with them?
We actually still do.
Yeah.
It's no. There's no bad blood, no hard feelings at all. Name of the game, obviously, that's more on us than on them.
Mm-hmm.
Just understanding, I guess, the value. But I think obviously overall, like if we didn't do it, we wouldn't know.
Right.
So it's always a learning experience. I mean, I'm big on failing forward. That's like I always say that you fail forward. You can fail, but as long as you take that step forward to keep building it and understanding where these things may go left or right, that's how you keep building the business at the end of the day.
So I've been to some of your events, bro, and y'all got some pretty ladies come through. They got a lot of stuff going on. How y'all handle like distractions and stuff like that while staying focused? I mean, I might be in relationships. I don't know. I'm not saying y'all do anything with the ladies. I'm just saying as young guys, but if I was in y'all position, I know I'd be probably distracted. How do y'all handle distractions when y'all trying to grow your business?
I just think we've both been pretty focused individuals, like growing up. And I think a lot of that comes from our background in sports. Like we've always had something that was damn near like full time for us, where we knew that any distraction would take us off the path, and there's such little room for error when you're reaching towards greatness. So it's like, if you're just trying to be mediocre, average, like you can waste time running around with girls, going out, whatever it is, like you'll be fine. But it's like when you really want to achieve great things, it's like your margin for error is not that big. So I think we both, without even saying it, kind of have that understanding, and we still have a balanced life. We have a social life. We play sports. We travel. And I think you can achieve all those things as long as Monday through Friday, or the hours that you're working, you really make the most of it and stay focused. That you have room to enjoy your life while still staying focused. I think it's just kind of one of those unspoken things between us, where we're always focused without having to almost remind ourselves. It's just almost ingrained in us. I don't know where that comes from exactly, but. There's no real issues with that.
Is that how you guys balance it out? Because I can imagine your days can be pretty busy with planning artists and planning fashion brands that come through. Yeah, I mean I've seen y'all play on the same team. He a better shooter than you, by the way.
That's a fact.
But I'm messing with you. But y'all team pretty good. Y'all can shoot. Y'all have this wave of the Warriors. Flow, but is that how y'all balance it out by just staying just keeping just continue to play sports on the side?
I know for me that's a big thing. I feel like you can agree with that too, but just keeping balance. Like for me, the main thing is playing basketball. That's our time.
Every league in LA. Yeah, he's in 6 different basketball leagues. Every single day. My knees can't do that anymore.
Yeah, because part of it is because all this stuff sounds great, but we all human too.
Yeah.
And we all need the balance. So I know people we had on the show before use meditation. I know I use meditation. I know I write down stuff and do the whole visualization thing to bring myself comfort. So that's why I was asking about how y'all do it. So is it just basketball for you too?
No, he does his solo Sundays.
Every Sunday I go out to Malibu.
Oh, nice.
I bring my book, maybe a little something else. And I'll sit by the beach and kind of just read my book and just really. I'm really big on manifestation.
Yeah,
really big on that, and seeing my future in my head is very like important to me. And I think over the past 5 years, everything I've said I was gonna do, I've done. Which is like, I mean, so that's just proof in like how I believe in myself and what I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And I really feel like once you believe that, and once you believe in yourself enough, like there's really nothing in this world that can really stop that. And like if there's any proof, like in the last 5 years, you can probably be a testament to this. Like 5 years ago when I said I was gonna do certain things, like I've really crazy enough like done it.
Do you ever so when you do like the whole manifestation or you write things down, do you put deadlines on it or do you like detach from it? Kind of like me personally, I do the same thing, like, you know, write stuff down, things that I want, but I always detach myself from the end goal, and I just focus on like the steps, the forward steps. How you go about it?
I really feel like there is no timeline, because at the end of the day, like you can't force, like obviously what's meant to be is meant to be. You can't really force that. So at the end of the day, like if there's something that's like, I want to say, if there's something where if you put like a year on this goal and you don't hit it, now you're like, man, well, how come I didn't hit it in that year?
Right.
So for me, it's more so like a step after. So every day I wake up, I'm gonna do what I know I need to do to make sure, like, whenever that timeline is, I'm gonna hit it in that timeline. I have no control over that. That's for the man above to know.
Absolutely.
So I definitely think though that, you know, step by step every day, like just doing the right things, being positive about everything you do. I always try to stay positive, no negativity in my life, like, and keep foot after foot.
Where you guys think that confidence comes from? Like, does it come from your parents? Like, you watch your parents do something? I think that's also a key to everyone's journey. You look at like a Kobe Bryant or a Stephen Curry, and these guys been in that world of NBA workouts forever. So, you know, it's not to say it's inevitable that they was in the position they're in, but, you know, I think it adds to the success. Where do you guys find your confidence at?
I think the confidence comes from the work that you do every day. There's another thing that I learned from basketball. I'm sure you learned from basketball. It's just, you just show up every day and do the work. It's like you get more confident when you know you've put in the work. Like, you lose confidence when you kind of show up to something that you know you didn't prepare for. So you don't have the confidence. So it's like, as long as you know deep down, like, that you put up those extra shots, that you read 10 extra pages, you spent a little bit longer on this pitch deck, like, that you really study that company that you're really applying to. It's like, when you come prepared, you're confident whatever is going to happen, because you've put in the work, and whatever else happens. Like, you know that you've done what you need to do on your end. Everything else is, you know, obviously in God's hands, or it's out of your control. So as long as you can control, then you walk in any room confident that, you know, you can achieve whatever you need to do.
I like that. What about you? Same thing?
I think I'm the same. I do think that my dad also plays a big part in that, because like, he allowed me to do a lot of things that I feel like if you asked I threw a party in my high school, like, just going back, like, I threw this big party in my junior year of high school. I don't know why, I just want to throw a party.
Everybody want to throw a party. I
can imagine if my kid came up to me and he was 16 years old.
Well, you asked your dad, you ain't like throw him on his back.
I was like, Dad, like, I want to throw this party in Beverly. I want to throw a party in the hills and have people pay to come. If I was 16, if I had my kid ask me when I was 16, I would be like, no.
Well, nah. I don't know, bro. You can put the money in there. That's different. You gotta have everybody pay. I said, wait, we have a couple parties. How many times we do it?
I mean, I was like, man, like, I had my dad go rent this crazy house in Beverly Hills. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, like, trust me, like, I threw this party. I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. I was like, it's gonna go so well. But obviously, it was crazy. It was a crazy party.
Right.
We had everybody there. But everything got damaged. So everything I made had to get paid right back. I think I made like $8,000 that day.
And how much damage?
Damage was like, my dad took all of it. I don't even know. My dad was like, I'm gonna need all this.
Wow.
So, but if I look back on that certain situation, if you would have said no, I don't think I'd have confidence in doing anything production-wise, events, parties, anything. So that was, I actually texted him the other day, like, thank you for allowing me to, like, do these things that I don't think I would have the confidence to do if you didn't say yes.
Did y'all ever get tired of it? Like, as far as partying? Like, I know this is like a business, but y'all gotta be around certain stuff. Like you gotta see the artist. You gotta go out and see him. You gotta go to different events. I just went to your page. I'm like, man,
he's outside. He's outside.
Yeah, be outside, bro.
Yeah,
we gonna get to that.
He's not outside guy. I'm in the house.
We gonna get to that in a second. But do y'all ever get tired of like partying, or was it just a good balance for you?
Well, I don't think it's really partying. A lot of times, like we're out like scouting talent or at different venues, see how people run their operation. It's like you're not really drinking much. You're really focused. It's like it's not that crazy to us that we do it, and we have a good balance. Like we're not doing that every night. Like we still have other things we're working on throughout the day. So I don't think it's too bad at all.
Yeah. And you don't party at all? Huh?
Yeah, I'm in the house.
I still like to party. I ain't gonna lie. I don't go hard though. Like I'm one of them dudes who, you invite me out, you tell me it ends at 2, I'll come at 12, and I'll leave at 12:45. Like I like to see the vibe, say hi, shake everybody's hand.
Y'all want to talk to someone for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Just sit there and I'm like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, I went to your face today. I'm like, yeah, how you doing, Drake? I'm like, how you doing, Drake, man?
I mean, I like talking.
He's OVO.
Yeah. You have worn some OVO stuff around me now. Right. It makes sense.
Right. He got all the gear. He on all the OVO drops.
Yeah, my God. I was like, hey, look, Drake looked excited to see you though. I was like, yo, I had to look at the video a couple times. I'm like, man, oh my God.
He got the braid. Like this was all like a thing. All OVO thing. They all got the braids now. Like, he just needs a chain. Once he gets a chain, he's good.
So when he said he did it for the dogs, it was you. It was you and his dogs. I like that. You like the album?
Yeah,
I like his album, bro. Yeah. So where you guys want to be in like 5 years? Where you see yourself? Are we doing festivals, or where you see yourself?
To be fair, like everything about this brand has evolved in the last 3 years. Obviously, like I think business is very dynamic. Mm-hmm. Like things change. So obviously, when we first started it could have been like a massive festival. It's like we see in 10 years, like, it's gonna be massive. 100 brands, a full lineup, like. But I think over the course of these years, it's kind of evolved into like, how do we continue to help these creatives? So it's like that is what's been the driving force on everything we've been doing, kind of. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, if a festival's motto is like, how do we get as many people to here as possible? Mm-hmm. This model is like, how do we get people to come in and support brands, support these artists? And that kind of, we obviously build a nonprofit off of this to support the younger generation and being creative and being in the sports stuff. So that's been obviously a way for us to continue fostering the youth in this space, but also helping our friends and the creatives we work with on a day-to-day. So it's really evolved, to say.
Gotcha. So I did see that too. Y'all have SNO Foundation, and y'all work with the youth. Do y'all have a specific age group y'all aim for?
Most of the kids are at the oldest at really middle school, so it's like pretty much like kindergarten through like 6th grade, I'd say. That's another thing that, like, for us, it's never been about the money for SNO, so it kind of made sense for us to have like a direct initiative to help younger kids, and we've partnered with a few foundations, a few organizations, schools, things like that, where we've been able to pool together our resources and our community of creatives and do different things. Whether it's like a mixer that we do for charity, a fundraiser where we did a basketball tournament to raise funds, and Christmas giveaway, all these types of things, and that's been super rewarding for us. And we've strategically done it with schools and organizations that needed help with like their arts programs, their dance programs, because we work with a lot of creatives like fashion brands.
So are you like giving them clothes, or how are you?
We've done different things. We've raised monetary funds. We've done a toy drive for the younger kids. We've donated basketball clothes from Jordan Brand to basketball teams.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, I think shout out to Sobe at Jordan Brand. So it's all types of things, and we're always keeping it new and fresh, so that it's fun and exciting for us and for everyone that's involved and supports us. So yeah.
That's what's up. So y'all, where y'all have an event coming up? Tell us about the event. What do you guys goal with the event? What do you project? Where do you see it? I don't know if y'all can, but name some artists or some brands that's part of it.
Right. The lineup to be announced soon. Obviously, we'll keep it that way. We can touch on the brand stuff, but it's definitely gonna be exciting. Obviously, our last big one was the Santa Monica Pier, which was obviously for us as a brand.
How many people came out for Santa Monica Pier?
We sold 750 tickets for that one, so around there. Which for a brand that can't get much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's being that awareness and everybody, walk. There's like this clip, people walking on the little bridge. And people just looking. It's like Record Park. Like people looking over, watching the artists. It was like fire to see, and obviously just being like we have a team of 3 at the time. Obviously crazy just for us to be able to do something like that with such obviously with 3 people is obviously I think a testament to how focused and how much work we put into it.
That gotta be a good feeling though. I think that feeling gotta be better. The money, I know for me, when I put ideas in motion, and obviously I want to make some money, but it's better. I have a better feeling accomplished,
right?
So I know that can feel great for you guys for sure.
Yeah, when you build an organic community, you focus on that first, and then the money will come later.
Yeah.
You build a real foundation of people that really want to work with you, so that you're not just out here money grab. You're not just begging people to be a part of things. It's people really want to be a part of it because they know that it's never about the money for us. So we're really trying to help, and we're really trying to create an organic, healthy, fruitful relationship between us, brands, everybody, so that moving forward, it'll get bigger. The money will come later, but for now, it's really just really locked in on creating that organic, fun environment for everybody to be part of, and we'll figure out what happens next.
And what's the date for your next event and location? I don't know if y'all can give you
Well, we are live on location right now, actually.
Very nice facility, by the way.
Yeah, Interwoven Studios in Culver City. So we'll be doing our Culture Summit event November 11th, which will be a Saturday. We'll do it all afternoon. So if you want to come check out some new clothing brands, Goals Activewear will be there in the building. Yep. Score Society, correct. And a line of music artists, and we'll have some art installations. Might have some fun games, different surprises. So definitely follow us at SNO Culture. We'll be updating our Instagram and our social media pages to let you guys know who's going to be there, what's going on, and let's see you on November 11th.
All right, guys. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you guys' time on a good Sunday. Best wishes with the event. I'll be there definitely to support and enjoy some of the music. Anything else you guys want to share with that we need to know about or we should know about? We all good?
Stay tuned.
That's all I like to hear. Make sure y'all click. Make sure
comment below.
Yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Another great episode with Bigger Than Goals.